Ho, ho! Union busting's gotta go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Union busting's gotta go! Hey, hey! Where do we want it?
I went full time and then became a student.
Now! Where do we want justice? Where do we want it? Now! Where do we want justice? Where do we want it? Now! Where do we want justice? Where do we want it? Now! Where do we want justice? Where do we want it? Now! Where do we want justice? Where do we want it? Now!
We've been in contract negotiations for almost a year. Next week will be a year. We just had our 27th negotiation session last week, and tonight will be number 28. We've been doing everything we can to try to avert a strike, but Baystate has not been bargaining in good faith. We have unfair labor charges against them for walking out of negotiations, for regressive bargaining, and the last negotiation sessions, which we were there for almost 10 hours, they didn't even come in the room to show respect, to actually negotiate with us. And so what's really disturbing is that they still have radical proposals on the table that are really about creating unsafe conditions for patients and workers. And as nurses, our number one charge is to take care of our patients. And it's very rare that nurses get to leave on time. Most nurses are working well beyond 12 hours because the work and the job is so large they can't get it done in the amount of hours that they need, and they're putting the schedule out with holes. They're chronically understaffed, and now they don't even want to pay you for beyond your shift, which basically essentially says we can ignore the staffing problems here, we can ignore the unsafe staffing practices here. If you don't pay, you don't have to pay attention. The other thing that we're fighting for is Health New England is owned by Baystate, and they've been charging union nurses for some of their policies $2,000 to $3,000 a year more for the same insurance as non-union employees. They've made it pretty clear from the beginning that they want to break this union. They've hired Jackson Lewis, which is a union-busting law firm. They've paid this lawyer thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, more than what it actually costs to pay nurses overtime, to work with this lawyer. We're not even sitting across the table with Mark Tolosky. We're not sitting across the table with Chuck Giugiano, who's the president of Baystate Franklin. We're sitting across the table with this lawyer and a couple of Franklin people who have absolutely no say, no power. All the decisions are made by the corporate entity that's directly to the side of me. And that's why we're here today. We're here today to say, you know what? How you treat your employees, how you treat your patients is unacceptable. That you need to treat all your workers with respect. And they have been a big bully in Western Mass for too long, and we're saying enough is enough.